In 2025, Amazon FBA is getting harder. There's no doubt about it. And that is why it's important that you're doing your keyword research, not only for your listing creation, but for your PPC in order to have a successful launch with the lowest ACOS as possible correctly. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what we do for my Amazon PPC agency when we're taking clients on and trying to reduce their ACOS and increase their sales, and how I do it personally when I'm helping people out as well. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hayden. I've sold millions on the platform. I've sold my own brand as well. I'm currently building a new brand, and I also own an Amazon PPC and full service agency called ClickFox. Let's dive into the video. Inside Amazon, guys, I've shared my screen with you, and what we're actually looking to do now is find one of the competitor listings, right? That's the first thing you should do. Find a listing of one of your competitors, right, that you are closest to, and then we want to try and find their keywords. But we're not trying to find their keywords in the normal way here, guys. I'm going to show you an advanced way of how you can make sure you're targeting for your PPC and you're listing the correct keywords that are going to keep that ACOS down. So stay with us here. Now, I'm personally going to use Helium10 here. Open up X-Ray. If you haven't got it, get 25% off for 6 months using my link below. Hayden6M20 is the coupon at checkout, or use that link below. This is by far the best tool you can possibly use. I'm going to click that, run Cerebro there as quickly as we possibly can. Right, so the first thing we want to do, guys, once we've got this in there, is make sure you do all the normal stuff like the word count. I'm not going to teach you how to suck eggs. Everyone does this. The word count, organic rank, I'm going to leave it like that. Search volume, let's put, say, if we're doing private label, probably at least 200 across obviously a lot of keywords. Click apply filters there, whatever filters you want, guys. That's not what I'm talking about in this video. So when it comes down to this section here, there's a few things that you want to analyze. Now, obviously this brand, Dr. Squatch, is actually getting a lot of search from off Amazon, and I know that's because they run a lot of Facebook ads. They're quite a well-known brand, right? So they're already got thousands of search there. So we can't depend on our success coming from how successful they are, right? That's the first thing to take into account here. If you're doing product research for keywords, make sure the product you're using and making sure getting their main keywords is not one that they're getting external traffic from, like I know this brand is. But that doesn't mean we can't get some sort of great data from these guys from other keywords. So let's scroll down, and the first thing I want to look at, excluding all the search volume and stuff like that, I'm showing you how to look for hyper relevancy when it comes to the keywords here. Now, most people that teach Amazon will teach you that you just need to, check all of these, look what shows up, check the search volume, check the organic rank, and just use them keywords. And, work. A better way of doing this is doing all of the normal checks, i.e. checking, which organic ranks these keywords are showing for to make sure that shows relevancy, which it does for these products. But what's more important is to make sure that we do a manual check on all of these keywords. Right? So, for example, if we type in, we got men's soap there, which has got search volume of 1200-ish. Let's go on to men's soap, and let's look at how hard it would be to compete here. Look at how hard it is to compete for a keyword and get a really good ACOS and, shove it into our listing and hope that we can organically rank. You can't just look at the top 3 or 5 reviews, and make sure they've got less than 200 views, for example, on each one. No, that's not going to quite crack it, guys. You want to make sure that your product fits into this perfectly, right? Now, the Dr. Squatch, the one that we're trying to compete with, remember, is an organic soap, right? If you put in men's soap into the relevancy here, Dr. Squatch, as you can see, is spending a lot of money, and I can almost assure you that their ACOS won't be great because they're trying to rank for men's soap, right? Now, it's okay for a big brand like this because they don't care. They just want to get sales no matter what to get brand exposure. But you, as the small private label seller that's trying to get a cost-effective ACOS and get some good sales at a good rank so you can actually make some money, should not be ranking for men's soap. Why? Because it's too broad. 9 out of 10 of you should not be even trying to rank for this. You want to scroll down and look at manual check on every single one of your keywords from the Cerebro here. You don't just take these and start stuffing them into your listing and stuff them into your PPC. That is how you increase your ACOS. That is how you create a crap listing that's never going to compete against these guys. The way you do it is by manually doing a human check to see if any of the top products are anything to do with what you are, right? I mean the organic ones, right? And as we can see, these guys, look, in this case, they are actually showing, right? But we don't know how much they spent on PPC. So I want to see something else. Now, what's this one? Is this organic? Is this a natural soap? No. Is this a natural soap? Doesn't look like it. Is this one? Doesn't look like it. Are any of these? Maybe that, there we go. That's natural. Yeah. That one isn't. What's this one? Green soap, body bar, 100% plastic free, but it's not saying it's natural, right? And that's not saying it's natural either. That one is natural, sorry. So what I'm seeing here is that actually, yeah, sure, there is potential here. There is actually potential to rank because it doesn't look as competitive as I thought it was, right? But let's check onto the other keywords. So men's soap could be a good one to test. Now, obviously, when you add it into your PPC campaigns and everything like that, you need to be monitoring that. And if the ACOS is too high, you need to be extracting it out, and we'll do this in other videos, and putting it into its own campaign to reduce that ACOS, right? With lower bids on it. But you could, I would actually add this one in, this men's soap, because it looks like a lot of the top ones showing here are organic, right? I wouldn't expect a low ACOS on that though, guys, because it's very broad. So let's look at another one. Pine tar soap, men's soap bar. Right, so men's soap bar is slightly different. So there's 543 results showing up here. So what I'm looking down here is I'm looking for products that are similar to our main product, right? Now that's sponsored, so let's ignore sponsored. There's natural soap there, right? And remember, you need to be checking price at all times here. You need to be checking, is it in a gift box like these ones? Is yours going to be in a gift box, right? Because people clearly like these. Can you compare with their price point, right? All of these manual checks you need to be doing, right? So have we got any more natural ones here? That doesn't look natural to me. It's handmade, but it's not natural. It's plastic free. Is that one natural? That one's natural. Yeah, that one's natural. Detox bar, activated charcoal. So once again, this looks like it's probably worth trying to compete with. I don't think it will be a low ACOS because there's, quite frankly, quite a lot of competition here that are offering similar stuff. We are definitely relevant here because there's a lot of people that are interested in organic soap. But it's not just looking at that as well. The manual check is looking at the little details like I spoke about. Like, are you going to be offering yours in a gift box? Because people clearly like that, right? People clearly like the gift box. Or can you get to this kind of price point? And that's a pretty good price point, actually. So this looks like quite a good niche, actually. Look, I mean, these guys come in a nice packaging there at around a £15 price point. If you can't make yours look better than this, if you can't compete with this price, then that's when you're going to have a bad ACOS, right? You need to be competing as close as you possibly can to these products. Let's scroll down a little bit more. So we've got natural soap there. Oh, let's look at the natural soap one. Now, this takes time, guys. You need to be checking a few different things. Now, I'll go over quickly the normal checks you want to do, but the normal things I would do is, so we typed in natural soap and it actually seems more competitive than just the normal men's soap and stuff like that. But you've got over 1,000 results there, which isn't a small amount. So then I want to check, the first thing is the relevancy check, the human check. What sort of products are showing up? This is a massive brand. This is a massive brand. This isn't a massive brand, so it's sort of okay. What else have we got here? This one's, fuck me, what is going on? This is fucking mental. Here we go. So this is a massive brand here as well, guys. So this is one that I think you would have a high ACOS trying to compete with. Because yes, there is some here that's sponsored. We're looking at the organic, remember. We know these guys are a big brand and they spend a lot of money on their ads off Amazon and on Amazon, right? These guys, the reason, I would say one of the reasons they're there is because they're very unique. Like, they're a charcoal soap and their listing looks great. And it's very unique. So that's why they're there. These guys, I mean, that's a really high price point, and that's for just a normal listing there. So that, you know, that's probably an old listing. It's got so many reviews there, guys. You want to be figuring out, rather than just taking all these keywords, you want to be figuring out why they are there. Why you want to be figuring out, can you actually compete? How relevant are you? Rather than just putting them all in there? And is there someone else that has managed to rank on this page recently that has got a similar product to you, that hasn't got a massive differentiation as into why they're selling really well? And that differentiation could be the price. Look how cheap they are. It could be the gift box. Look how nice they're listing. Oh, it's a nice gift box. Do you need to do a gift box as well? Is it due to a brand that has external traffic and really well? Is it due to being extremely unique? Do you know what I mean, guys? You need to really dig into every single keyword. Otherwise, what they end up doing is just taking all of these keywords and trying to stuff them into a listing and stuff them into their PPC. And then they come to me and say, Hayden, I need your agency to do this because my ACOS is too high. And it's because they haven't done all these checks as well, right? So this is just another real key area, guys. I'm going to quickly run over to you. I'm going to quickly run over how you do this, how you check generally anyway, how you can check in other ways to find if you should be ranking for keywords. So let's use this one as an example. So obviously the relevancy checks, manually human checks that I just spoke about, guys, are really important. Another thing I like to do is go on to here and click hide sponsored results. This is sort of the normal way most people do it. The first thing I personally look at is the average price there, which, you know, I think is fine for soap. So, you know, the average price. Has it got good revenue? Has it got good search volume? The next thing I do is check the search volume for the last year. Is it a consistent all year round selling product? Yes, it is. And then you might want to take note of a few little highs there, but generally I can see it sells a good amount all year round. It's not seasonal product dependent. Then I'm going to look at the top 10. Now, a lot of people don't look at the brands as well. They don't look at the brands. If there's one brand that just dominates the top search in the brands, you've got to be really careful of that. We can see a big brand there, a big brand there, and another big brand there. So there is one brand that's taken up three spots in the top, but generally there seems to be a good mix of all different brands, so I'm not too worried about that. Next thing I look at is the sales. We've definitely got great sales, don't have to worry about that. We've definitely got great sales there per ASIN, that's great. And then I look at the reviews there. So obviously the normal types of reviews in the top 10. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's say there's 1, 2, there's about 2 listings in there that have got less than about 200 reviews, which is a bit worrying, to be honest. You could still compete with this niche, but in order to compete in this niche, in this keyword, you're going to have to spend quite a lot on PPC, but you're going to have a listing and a unique element to your listing in order to really stand out. No doubt about it. Because if you look at when these were created as well, guys, most of them were created many years ago. There's one there that was created in the top 10. There's one there that was created in 2024. And how many sales is that getting? 12. And why is it getting its sales? Let's look into it. Oh, it's because it's a massive value pack. So I would say the only reason they managed to compete in the last year in this listing is because they are offering huge value. For a 12 pack, it's 25 quid. So it's £2 of soap, guys. So sometimes you need to use a bit of human logic, common sense to look at these listings. And a lot of people aren't teaching this stuff, guys. So it's very, very important. So yeah, do the human check, do the manual check, do these other checks as well. But don't forget to do the human check, guys. Because the human check will save you, like I've just done there, will save you from a really high ACOS, and wasting loads of money on the product launch and the PPC. If you want to contact me, my agency, the links are below to get in touch. See you soon.